So, we're gonna take over Venezuela. We're gonna be running it for a while. Okay, so that's what I'm hearing. So I'm hearing that the U.S. will run Venezuela temporarily, I guess, until they can do whatever. I'm hearing that the Venezuelan people are celebrating that this man is gone, that is out of power. Also, people are concerned because they don't know where they took Maduro or whether him and his wife are alive or not. I don't know. I've come upon this video. Chilling warning was issued after Maduro's arrest. This is not your grandfather's Mafia. This should be rather interesting. Are you ready? All right.
Historic day in the Caribbean. Joint Chiefs Chairman General Dan Kane says U.S. forces had practiced maneuvers from...
Damn, for months they've been practicing. How about that? He wasn't able to close the door to his safe room. Did it malfunction? Did he just not do it fast enough? Like, what? He might have been all right. Mm. Mm. Boy.
You're about to walk into a situation tomorrow at the United Nations where a lot of people don't like...
He got the square jaw G.I. Joe military look to him, don't he?
a strong President Trump, but they don't like a strong United States of America. What do you think's going to happen tomorrow?
Well, first, Jason, I want to salute President Trump as commander-in-chief and our amazing military, special operations operatives, and law enforcement for the bold, decisive, and successful action that they've taken. In terms of the United Nations and the Security Council, Jason, you're going to hear a lot of hand-wringing on Article 2 of the UN Charter, which deals with sovereignty. And I will remind everyone of Article 51 of the United Nations Charter, which is...
I'm going to keep showing this one clip 9,000 times before this is over.
we have in the past, which is a nation's inherent right to self-defense. So in this case, you have a drug kingpin, an illegitimate leader, indicted in the United States, coordinating with the likes of China, Russia, Iran, terrorist groups.
China. Some people, I saw some of your comments. I told you I try to read the comments all the time. That some people were saying like China don't even care because Venezuela owed them money. I thought that was kind of funny. That's how like people are. People are like that. It's like we could be cool. You owe me money. We find out you got beat up and sent to jail the other day. We don't care. It's like that dude owed me money. Give a damn. All I know, he better give me my money when he get out. You know what I mean?
Like Hezbollah, pumping drugs, thugs, and weapons into the United States of America, threatening to invade its neighbors, its neighbor Guyana, with one of the largest oil discoveries in the world, is under threat from the Maduro regime. One of the largest refugee crises in the world, larger than even Syria, Jason. And at the end of the day, was the United States, was President Trump just going to let that status quo continue? Absolutely not. He gave diplomacy a chance. He gave Maduro a chance, but he took decisive action in the interest of the United States. And Maduro will now be prosecuted in federal court.
It is amazing to me the number of people who
I guess he's going to be in there a while then.
don't understand that when Donald Trump actually says something, he means it and he foreshadows it, and it means peace through strength. But I also, Ambassador, thought it was interesting that earlier in the day, before Maduro was captured and taken, that they were actually meeting with the Chinese. What are the Chinese interests there in Venezuela? Why was Venezuela so important to the Chinese?
Well, a number of reasons. One, the Chinese are moving incredibly aggressively into the Western Hemisphere, into South America. President Trump and Secretary Rubio are pushing back on that hard. But what you've seen is China getting cheap oil, moving in and taking key geography, taking things like ports and rail. I
heard that they're buying up a lot of land in Africa too. Interesting.
Food supplies right in our Western Hemisphere, right in Central South America. And this is why, amongst many reasons, this is such a critical national security issue. And to your point, senior Chinese delegation was meeting with Maduro just hours before.
China is expanding.
And we haven't even started talking about the likes of Hezbollah, Iran, Russia, and others. And here's a bigger picture, Jason, of what President Trump is doing with his foreign policy and the strategic approach here. You now have Argentina moving our way, or is a key ally, Chile moving our way, Paraguay, Honduras. We're taking UN action against the gangs in Haiti with burden sharing there. President Trump knows from the
never heard of that. Burden
to our
sharing.
border to Central and South America, our supply chains matter. Our homeland security matters. And we have the food supply, the critical minerals, the energy.
What is Haiti burden sharing?
Haiti's burden sharing means the international community is working together, especially through the United Nations, to fairly share the financial, personnel, and logistical support needed to restore security. This aims to move away from relying on just a few countries and instead supports the Haitian National Police to stabilize the country.
Okay.
You name it, for our national security right here in our Western Hemisphere, but it's been ignored by administration after administration, no longer under President Trump.
Yeah, I do like the idea of the Don Rowe doctrine. It rings bells to me. Explain to us how bad. I like the way you framed it. Drugs and thugs. That's what Venezuela was bringing into the United States.
Drugs and thugs.
How bad was that situation? We saw things playing out in Colorado and Tren de Aragua, and crisscrossing this country. But these characters were coming out of Venezuela and doing so on purpose. I mean, that's what the indictment's all about.
Yeah, and that's the strategic shift. President Trump, Stephen Miller, DHS Secretary Noam, and others have made. These groups, Tren de Aragua, Cartel de los Soles, these aren't like our grandfather's Mafia. These are more like ISIS and Al-Qaeda with state backing. Maduro was a state backer of narco-terrorism. These operatives are some of the most vicious in the world.
That makes
They're
things
right here in
different.
the United States killing Americans, but they have the backing of Venezuela's military and intelligence service, partnered with the Iranians, the Chinese and Russians, and also the Cubans. So enough was enough. enough with our homeland security being threatened, and the president took that decisive action. And you're hearing, Jason, a lot of analogies to Iraq and those mistakes in the past. This is much more like Noriega, a convicted narco-terrorist who is now being brought to justice. Panama, which, by the way, is sitting on the UN Security Council right now as a rotating member, is far better for it.
I told you they're going to show the
Our
clip
safety and
9,000
security
times.
for every American will be far better after this action.
Well, the
As soon as they showed it 2 times in a row, I said they got limited footage. They going to run that.
Nations meeting tomorrow, and you're going to be there, and we'll be watching. Ambassador Mike Waltz, truly appreciate it. Thanks so much for joining us.
I'm Steve Doocy.
Wow. I still got more videos to watch on this so I can get caught up. A lot of me catching up was a lot of your comments, but interesting. So the people are happy, and China don't care. That's what I'm hearing. I don't know if that's all true, but I'm gonna have to, look at some more stuff. Man, hope 2026 is great. I really do. But if the people are happy, all right, that's a good thing. If the people are happy, that's a good thing. If the Venezuelan people as a whole are happy, that's a good thing. If no more fentanyl is coming over here from Venezuela, that's a good thing. No more other drugs are coming over, that's a good thing. No more gangs, that's a good thing. So, all right. 10 million subscribers.